Dance Arts of Columbia provides fitness fun for everyone from 3 years old to adult. Dance Arts is a good environment where the friendly staff makes you feel comfortable. Dance Arts feels that dance is an art form that you can experience firsthand by learning tap, jazz, modern, musical theater, lyrical, and ballet. Dance Arts urges you to enjoy a sense of accomplishment while getting fit and having fun. For class information, call 875-1569. Dance Arts of Columbia, serving Columbia since 1979.
Good morning. Welcome to Radio Friend. It's Monday, January the 14th, and we've got Ken Midkiff with us this morning from the Sierra Club. Good to have you here, Ken.
Good morning.
We're going to talk about something that a lot of people are starting to think that there may be some facts to, and that is global warming.
You know,
and the opinions have really started changing, haven't they?
Started changing. And I don't think hardly anybody denies that global warming is occurring. The argument seems to break down now as to whether we, mankind, are responsible or whether this is part of a natural cycle.
Could it be part of a natural cycle of the Earth warming and cooling?
The Earth does warm and cool naturally in response to such things as volcanic eruptions and nuclear winter we've had, or not the nuclear winter, volcanic winter. But all the predictions are that we're in a cooling cycle. So if we're in a cooling cycle and it's getting warmer, then there must be something happening. And the data shows that in 1958, it was 301 parts per million of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, which causes the greenhouse gas effect. And right now, it's 392 parts per million. So it's gone up dramatically without any major volcanic activity.
So in 1950 what?
58.
It was 301.
Right.
And in 2013, it is 398.
Well, we're not, it was 2012 was the most recent.
When it was the reading was.
It was the reading, yeah.
Okay, and it was
392.
392.
Almost 393, but.
So what does that mean then?
Well, what it means is it's going up dramatically, fairly quickly. And we, as akin to most Earth organisms, are adapted to between 300 and 350 parts per million of carbon dioxide, which makes the Earth and the planet about the temperature that we're accustomed to. Mm-hmm. The temperature rise is such that it may eventually the Earth may become uninhabitable except by a few species like cockroaches that can adapt to almost anything.
But now, what do you say to people who come back with this and say, "Well, that's way down the road. We're nowhere near close to that," and it is down the road.
It is down the road, and that's part of the problem. If it happened fairly abruptly, if we just fell off a cliff, not physical cliff, but some other type of cliff, and the temperature went from, say, 72 degrees on average to 82 or 92 or 102, all of a sudden, like in a year,
we'd be real concerned.
But
right now, we feel that we've got some time to work on it. But the problem is, we think we have the time to work on it, and nothing really gets done.
Well, and we don't really have time to work on it. There's an organization by Bill McMillen called 350, and 350 is the ultimate maximum. 350 parts per million of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere is sort of is the break point.
Yeah. So we're
way above
the breaking point.
And the problem is, what's up there takes a long time to come down. So by the time we got around to prevent any more from going up there, or perhaps even lessened it, it's too late.
Okay. One thing that helps is trees, vegetation. Right.
True. Right.
It helps clean the air.
It does.
But we're cutting a lot of trees and vegetation.
Yeah, and that's part of the problem.
Explain what will happen or what would happen if global warming continues. What happens to the sea level?
Well, the sea level will come up. There's no doubt about that.
So what happens to the people living along the coast of the West Coast and the East Coast and Hawaii, Cuba island nations. What
Yeah,
happens?
and most of the population in just about all nations that have an ocean, about 2/3 of the population lives within 10 miles, fairly close. And I think that, you know, I think what we can see, or what we have seen with Superstorm Sandy up in New York City, is a precursor to what will happen to, say, Miami or Los Angeles or San Francisco or Honolulu or other cities that are along the seacoast.
Part of the city could be underwater.
Could be underwater, at least temporarily. I mean, New York City is still recovering from Superstorm Sandy. That was about a month ago that it occurred, and they still don't have all the subways running. The subway coming from Hoboken over to New York City, Hoboken, New Jersey, which goes under Hudson Bay, is still not operating.
So what can we do as people to slow this down?
Well, of course, what we should have done was take action 10 years ago or 20 years ago, but we didn't. But there are some simple things that can be done now. Less reliance on gas-guzzling automobiles, energy efficiency in our homes, just simple things like more insulation, using, less dependence on fossil fuels for electricity. That's not to say that we need to stop using electricity, just that we need to find a better source
To generate it. The other thing that we can do, and it may cost more money for each individual to start with, but putting solar panels on, generating your own electricity. And if you generate more than you're using, you actually sell it back to the power company, and your meter starts spinning backwards. So you're reducing your electric bill, and you're generating that electricity without any pollution at all, just by the sun.
And thanks to farsightedness of the local community, there are solar programs available that, rather than buying energy or electricity from a coal-fired source, you can buy it from a solar source. And the City of Columbia has a Solar One. And we also have a renewable energy standard, which doesn't rely on coal-burning facilities.
If people would like to have more information on all of this and try to digest it, where's the best place to go?
Well, there are several sources, and most of them are available on the web. Sierra Club, of course, www.sierraclub.org, and NRDC, Credo, just about any environmental or conservation organization has concerns about this. But if a person just goes to, say, their computer and a search engine and enters global warming,
you're going to get all kinds of
5 million
all right.
hits.
Thank you very much, Ken Midkiff, for coming by, talking about global warming. We appreciate it.
Great, thank you.
We don't appreciate global warming. I appreciate you coming here. Okay, we're out of time for today. Diana Moxon will be here. Columbia Art League tomorrow. Our program directed by Travis McMillen of the Reynolds Journalism Institute. Audio is Pat Akers from KBIA. Our floor director is Eric Stazak, and our assistant producer and guest coordinator, Uncle James Mauser. We'll see you tomorrow. If you have any questions or comments about something you'd like to hear or see, drop me an email, pepperp@missouri.edu. Bye-bye.